When people think of Mexico, they often picture Cancun or Acapulco. However, few know about a place filled with secrets beyond its landscapes. Today, Explore World takes you to Sinaloa, where mysteries lie in lavish cemeteries and hidden tunnels. Join us as we uncover the secrets of this enigmatic state. Sinaloa, the birthplace of modern drug cartels. For all of its natural and historical treasures, Sinaloa is also one of the most infamous regions in the world due to its deep ties to drug trafficking. From its origins as Mexico's agricultural powerhouse, the state evolved into the epicenter of a global drug empire, driven by the lucrative demand for illicit substances. It all started during World War II, when the U.S. government needed opium to produce morphine for wounded soldiers. This temporary partnership allowed Sinaloa's poppy fields to thrive. In the decades that followed, drug traffickers consolidated power, forging ties with Colombian cocaine producers and international smuggling networks. Today, the Sinaloa cartel operates like a multinational corporation, with a vast influence that extends beyond Mexico's borders. Its impact on society is profound, reshaping local communities, fueling violence, and embedding itself into the fabric of the region's identity. How Sinaloa became the heart of drug trafficking. Sinaloa's journey from being Mexico's agricultural powerhouse to the epicenter of global drug trafficking is a story of shifting economies, international demand, and the rise of powerful cartels. For much of the 20th century, Sinaloa was best known for its fertile lands, producing essential crops such as corn, soybeans, and sesame. But hidden within these fields, another type of agriculture thrived: poppy and marijuana plantations. These illicit crops would eventually fuel the global drug trade, transforming Sinaloa's rural communities into hubs of organized crime. The shift began during World War II, when the United States required large amounts of morphine to treat wounded soldiers. This sudden demand led to an unexpected alliance between American authorities and Mexican poppy farmers, many of whom were based in Sinaloa. When the war ended, however, this partnership collapsed, leaving an underground drug network that was now experienced, well-funded, and looking for new markets. By the 1980s, Sinaloan traffickers were no longer just poppy farmers. They had become key players in the international drug trade. Partnering with Colombian cartels, they began smuggling massive quantities of cocaine into the United States. Over time, as Colombian cartels weakened due to government crackdowns, the Sinaloa cartel took control of the global drug supply chain. This rise to power came at a steep cost. Entire communities were affected, as violence, corruption, and cartel influence became an inescapable part of daily life. Small towns that once thrived on agriculture found themselves surrounded by narco mansions, clandestine airstrips, and heavily armed groups protecting cartel interests. Today, the Sinaloa cartel operates like a multinational corporation, employing sophisticated logistics, money laundering networks, and even high-tech smuggling techniques such as underground tunnels, drones, and makeshift submarines. It remains one of the most powerful criminal organizations in the world, with a reach extending far beyond Mexico's borders. But drug trafficking in Sinaloa is not just about crime. It has given birth to a unique cultural phenomenon known as narco-culture, where music, luxury, and spirituality intertwine in an intricate and controversial social identity. Narco-culture, music, luxury, and spirituality. In Sinaloa, the influence of drug cartels extends far beyond the realm of crime. It has shaped a distinct subculture that blends wealth, violence, and religious devotion. Nowhere is this more visible than in Culiacan, the capital of Sinaloa. The city is a paradox. On one side, it boasts bustling streets, universities, and growing industries. But on the other, it is a place where extravagant cartel funerals, luxury armored vehicles, and narco-funded construction projects are common sights. Perhaps the most symbolic representation of narco culture is Culiacan's cemetery, a place unlike any other in Mexico. While most cemeteries are humble resting places, this one resembles an elite neighborhood. The tombs here are miniature mansions, some costing over $90,000, featuring multiple floors, marble interiors, air conditioning, security cameras, and even bulletproof glass. These extravagant mausoleums reflect the wealth and power of their occupants, many of whom died young, often in their 20s or early 30s, victims of cartel warfare. While most tombs in Mexico proudly display family names, many of these narco tombs remain anonymous. their luxury alone hinting at who is buried inside. Beyond architecture, narco culture has heavily influenced music. The genre of narco corridos, ballads that glorify the lives of drug lords, has become immensely popular, not just in Mexico but across Latin America and even parts of the U.S. These songs celebrate cartel leaders as modern-day folk heroes, singing about their riches, their battles, and their outlaw status. Some regions have even banned narco-corridos, fearing their influence on youth. But perhaps the most unusual aspect of narco culture is its religious connection. Many cartel members are devoted to figures such as Jesus Malverde, a legendary Robin Hood figure from Sinaloa, and Santa Muerte, the skeletal saint often associated with protection and the afterlife. Malverde, believed to have lived in the late 19th and early 20th centuries, was supposedly an outlaw who stole from the rich and helped the poor. Today, his chapel in Culiacan is a major pilgrimage site, attracting cartel members, criminals, and ordinary citizens who seek his blessing. People leave offerings such as money, flowers, and even personal messages asking for protection, wealth, or forgiveness. This spiritual devotion, mixed with the wealth and violence of the drug trade, creates a cultural identity that is both fascinating and disturbing, a world where crime, faith, and luxury coexist in a way that outsiders often struggle to understand. The global impact of the Sinaloa cartel. The Sinaloa cartel is not just a Mexican problem, it is a global force. Unlike traditional criminal groups that operate within national borders, this cartel functions like a transnational corporation with supply chains spanning continents. The cartel has revolutionized drug smuggling techniques using underground tunnels stretching beneath the U.S.-Mexico border, narco submarines that travel along the Pacific coast drones, and small aircraft to drop shipments undetected. Corrupt shipping networks that disguise drugs in legal cargo, from the mountains of Sinaloa, where hidden poppy fields continue to produce heroin, to the streets of New York, where fentanyl and cocaine flood the markets, the cartel's influence can be felt across the world. Efforts to stop the Sinaloa cartel have resulted in major military operations, such as the U.S.-backed Condor operation in the 1970s, which attempted to eradicate drug crops from Mexico's mountainous regions. While these crackdowns temporarily reduced production, they failed to eliminate the trade, and in some cases, they even made traffickers more powerful by forcing them to adapt. Today, Culiacan remains the epicenter of cartel culture, where everyday life is shaped by the constant presence of armed groups, police raids, and high-profile arrests. Young people in the region often find themselves faced with a difficult choice: pursue a legal but uncertain future, or be lured into the lucrative world of narco-trafficking. Despite numerous arrests of cartel leaders, including the famous capture of Joaquin El Chapo Guzman, the cartel has proven resilient, adapting to leadership changes and evolving its strategies. The reality is clear: as long as there is demand for illicit drugs, organizations like the Sinaloa cartel will continue to exist, shaping the economy, politics, and culture of not only Mexico, but the world. Location and geographic data. Sinaloa is a land of contrasts, where the rugged mountains of the Sierra Madre Occidental meet the shimmering waters of the Pacific Ocean and the Sea of Cortez. Nestled in the northwestern region of Mexico, this state occupies a strategic position with access to major maritime routes, making it a vital economic hub for trade, fishing, and agriculture. To the north, Sinaloa shares its border with Sonora, while Durango and Chihuahua lie to the east, and Nayarit marks its southern boundary. The state's vast territory spans approximately 58,000 square kilometers, divided into 18 municipalities. The capital, Culiacan, serves as the political and economic heart of the region, while Mazatlan, a city famous for its golden beaches and vibrant cultural scene, attracts thousands of tourists every year. Beyond its cities, Sinaloa is a paradise for nature lovers. The state is home to mangrove forests, secluded beaches, and a wealth of biodiversity. Its fertile valleys, nurtured by rivers flowing from the Sierra Madre, make it one of Mexico's most productive agricultural regions, earning it the title Mexico's Granary. Yet, for all its natural beauty and economic significance, Sinaloa is also known for a more infamous reputation, one that is deeply intertwined with the world of organized crime. But before we dive into that shadowy aspect, let's uncover some of the state's most intriguing historical and archaeological treasures. El Calon Pyramid, a unique archaeological wonder. When we think of pyramids, our minds often drift to the monumental structures of Egypt or the elaborate Mayan and Aztec temples scattered throughout Mexico. However, Sinaloa harbors a hidden gem, the enigmatic Pyramid of El Colón. Located in El Pabellon, Mexico's largest estuary, this extraordinary pyramid rises amidst a landscape where fresh water meets the salty currents of the ocean, creating a rich ecosystem teeming with marine life. What sets this pyramid apart is not just its unique location, but the materials used to construct it. Instead of the heavy stone blocks used in other Mesoamerican civilizations, the El Colón pyramid was built using approximately 275 million seashells. Standing 30 meters tall and measuring 100 by 80 meters at its base, the structure dates back to the Aztlan Horizon period, 700–1200 AD. But why seashells? For the pre-Hispanic cultures of the region, shells symbolized fertility, abundance, and a sacred connection to the sea, a lifeline for their survival. Archaeologists believe this was a ceremonial site where religious rituals and community gatherings took place. The very existence of this pyramid challenges traditional views of ancient architecture, demonstrating how civilizations adapted to their environments in fascinating ways. Pre-Hispanic remains in Mazatlan. Mazatlan, the Pearl of the Pacific, is best known for its picturesque coastline, lively boardwalk, and rich cultural traditions. But beyond its modern-day charm, this coastal city hides a deep historical past. In 2022, archaeologists made a startling discovery during a routine road construction project. Beneath layers of earth, they uncovered remains of a pre-Hispanic civilization, believed to be linked to the broader Aztec cultural sphere. Dating back to between 900 and 1200 AD, the site contained exquisitely crafted ceramics, human burials, and, most intriguingly, a ceremonial pipe used in spiritual rituals. What truly puzzled researchers was the manner of burial. Unlike typical tombs in the region, where bodies were interred in large clay pots, these remains were found beneath a layer of seashells, once again reinforcing the profound connection between the indigenous peoples and the ocean. This discovery provides further evidence that the cultures of Sinaloa had their own unique traditions and belief systems, distinct from the more well-known civilizations of central Mexico. Mocorito, the land of mammoths. Imagine stepping back thousands of years into a time when giant mammoths roamed the lands of Sinaloa. While it may sound like something out of a prehistoric documentary, Mocorito has revealed itself to be an ancient sanctuary for these majestic creatures. At least 8 excavation sites in the region have yielded mammoth skeletons, preserved for millennia in the marshy landscapes that once covered the area. Thanks to natural sedimentation, some of these fossils remain remarkably well preserved, offering paleontologists a rare glimpse into the Pleistocene era. Several of these massive skeletons are now displayed in museums, but new discoveries continue to emerge. Could Sinaloa's underground hold even more secrets, perhaps even the remains of other extinct megafauna that once thrived in this forgotten world? Gold, silver, and hidden treasures. Sinaloa's wealth isn't limited to its fertile lands. Its underground holds vast deposits of precious metals. The state has long been a hub for mining, with regions like Cosala, Rosario, Xua, and Concordia yielding gold, silver, copper, and other valuable resources. In 2017 alone, mining operations extracted 112 kilograms of gold and more than 34 tons of silver from the earth. This economic activity has attracted investment from international corporations, yet mining also brings environmental and social challenges. Some abandoned mines have even become sites of local legends. Rumors of hidden treasure caches left behind by Spanish conquistadors or notorious outlaws continue to fuel the imaginations of treasure hunters. For history enthusiasts, guided tours of historic mines offer a fascinating look into Sinaloa's mining past, complete with eerie tunnels and stories of fortune and hardship. The underground tunnels of El Fuerte. El Fuerte, a picturesque colonial town, is a place where history and legend intertwine. Among its most captivating mysteries is the network of underground tunnels that many believe crisscross beneath its historic streets. Built during the Spanish colonial period, these tunnels are thought to have been used for escape routes, secret transport of valuables, and even smuggling operations. Some believe that hidden gold and silver from the mines were spirited away through these passages, while others claim that ghostly echoes and mysterious sounds can still be heard from below. Although no full-scale excavation has confirmed the extent of these tunnels, local discoveries continue to add to the legend. Whether truth or myth, the story of El Fuerte's tunnels only adds to its allure. Are you ready to uncover more of Sinaloa's hidden past? From ancient pyramids to underground tunnels, this region is full of secrets. What fascinated you most? Share your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more adventures. Thanks for watching. See you next time.